Driving home from my screening of Star Wars was an interesting one because I'm driving home by myself in the dark with my music, and I get home, I get in front of the lights and the camera, and I'm here to talk about a Star Wars film. A movie that's been just either controversially, like everyone's like excited for it or not. And I've always told you guys, I want to see it, but I'm not over the moon about it. And I am here to tell you guys, I liked The Last Jedi more. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. This is the 9th film in the Luke Skywalker saga, and it is the concluding chapter, or it's the concluding ending one. It's the last one for Star Wars for a while. Disney has said to us, after this movie's over, we are going on hiatus. We are ending the main storyline for a while, and after watching this movie, I can't agree more. I am speechless. I want to get right into this because obviously I can't really talk about spoilers, story points, because it's obviously Star Wars and you just can't talk about it on reviews because I'm not going to spoil it. So the storyline I'm going to tell you is Rey, Finn, and Poe have to work together to defeat the First Order, Kylo Ren, and defeat everyone. And oh, by the way, Palpatine's in this movie because the trailer showed you and the poster showed you, so that's not a spoiler. Palpatine is in this movie, and that's a thing. And that's all I can really say story-wise, so let's just go ahead and get into it. This is the biggest disappointment I've seen all year in a while. I am angry, I am frustrated. This isn't even... I feel so bad for, like, die-hard Star Wars fans. Like, I would say I'm a super fan. I'm not a blood-soaked, die-hard, I read all the books fan. I really like Star Wars, though. I enjoy Force Awakens. I loved what they set up and they started. Last Jedi felt so different. It felt like they just threw a wrench into a sink and it messed a lot of things up. And then Rian Johnson was like, alright, I'll leave. Then JJ came right back in and was like, let me fix it. Oh wait, you screwed it up. Okay, what should we do? Can we get Palpatine? Yeah, let's get Palpatine. There's so much to talk about. First things first, let's get to the positives. The movie looks good. The sound design, the music, John Williams, of course. John Williams music, you can't hate the man. It's John Williams. You just can't. CGI looks good. Sound design, the sets, there's good nostalgia feel. There's good little moments of happy, like, oh, yay, that person. But then again, I'm just knowing in the back of my head, this is just fan service, like, here you go, fans, like, enjoy it, even though this is the only way to get our butts in the seat right now. And there's one moment towards the end I did like. I was like, that's neat. Besides that, I almost hated this movie. I'm using the word hated during a Star Wars thing. I feel icky talking about it right now. My biggest issue first, the biggest issue, it didn't feel like a finale. It felt rushed. The first 40 minutes of this movie, I swear to you, we are jumping back, forth, this character, this character, this character. Oh, by the way, Last Jedi, thrown right under the bus. This was the most rushed finale I have ever seen. It felt more rushed than 6 episodes of the last season of Game of Thrones. I'm not even kidding. Prime example, Avengers Endgame. 3-hour movie. It deserved it. It was a well-earned 3-hour runtime. It needed it. I would have been fine if this movie was 3 hours and 20 minutes long. I would have been fine with it. But no, Disney said 2 hours and 22 minutes is what we need. We need it because people like shorter movies. People don't like long movies. Excuse me, Avengers Endgame just broke the record for like box office, and it's almost as long as Return of the King. And you're telling me that's not gonna get people in the seats? It's Star Wars. People will come. People will watch Star Wars. And they made it 2 hours and 22 minutes, and that was a mistake. This movie should have been 3 hours and 30 minutes. They rushed the living shit out of this movie, and it frustrated me. The entire movie. The first 40 minutes is worse, because it's super edit. There's this whole scene where they go to this planet with a bunch of alien figures, and it's really cool because it's prosthetics and everything. I'm like, that's neat. We're there for 5 minutes. For 5 minutes, and it's gone. Done with. They set little things up, and they just throw it away. And that frustrated me. This entire movie felt so rushed. The entire movie. It was so badly edited too, and it makes me so mad. And my God, I love Rey. Like, Daisy really is Rey. I loved her in all these movies. This movie, she felt so useless. The build-up between, like, who's her parents, all these things, that felt rushed. Her training as a Jedi, we didn't get to see her train as a Jedi. I didn't feel that. I didn't feel her growth at all. I felt more growth in Last Jedi. That movie took its time with things. Yes, it was a lot slower and everything, but it built to scenes. This was action scene, action scene, action scene, dialogue, dialogue. Oh, and the dialogue is joke, 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 joke. That's all it was. And my God, Finn, Rey, and Poe are together throughout this movie, which I did like seeing them all together most of this movie. But they don't talk to each other like humans. Like the other movies, they felt like characters. This felt like just Disney taking over these characters and throwing jokes at them and making them bigger the entire time. And I hated that. It felt so just like, I didn't love my characters. These characters I did love in Last Jedi. I loved them a lot in Force Awakens because they set them up so interestingly. And this finale movie, they just messed them up. I didn't feel it. It didn't feel like an ending to a trilogy. This movie felt like it honestly felt like J.J. Abrams said, "Hey, Last Jedi, you fucked me up. I need to make my movie that I was going to make," because he should have just done the trilogy. He should have just done the trilogy. That's the final answer. But they were like, I don't have my second movie, so let's just make part 2 and part 3 in this one movie and just cram it together. That's what it felt like. It felt like 2 movies in one. And my God, I won't get into Palpatine and what happens or anything. I've heard that they said like that Palpatine was always planned. There's no way. There's no way Palpatine was the thing. The freaking opening draw, the credits, the opening thing, the famous like lines going to the thing, the crawl. There's some things in that crawl I'm like, whoa, that is a big story point, big storylines, and they jump you in this movie right away. Right after the crawl's over, the first 5 minutes, you're getting so much information in your face, you have no time to breathe or what's even happening. The opening scene in this movie doesn't even make sense. It doesn't. I was like, what is the purpose? Now thinking back on it, it was like, that was just there because they wanted a really cool opening, just here you are, welcome to Rise of Skywalker. I didn't like that. And the movie, like, I understand like Last Jedi, say what you want, but that is the second movie. And I feel like the creator should have been like, all right, we got what we got. We need to just work around it. We need to make this a part of it. This movie literally said, F you, Last Jedi. Get out of here. This is our movie. Like, I couldn't believe that. And one more thing. Leia, Princess Leia, even though I completely understand she passed away, Carrie Fisher, rest in peace. She will always be Princess Leia. They did the best they can with her. I have gripes with her voice, and like they did look like they used CGI in some parts, but I will admit there's nothing they can do about it. They did their best. I can't really just criticize or hate on it. I give them respect of what they gave to her. I respect all of that, to be honest. Back to the movie though, what a fucking mess it was. And by the way, our new characters, I don't remember anyone's name. All of the new characters we got were so hollow and just throwaways. And the dialogue, there were certain scenes in this movie, the dialogue was cringy. I cringed. I was like, ugh, that dialogue, that was a really bad dialogue scene. I did not like that. Oh, and one more thing, I almost forgot, Lando's in the movie, no purpose. He has one moment of just like Lando-ness, but there was no reason for Lando in this movie. No reason at all. I was like, why was he in this movie? There was no purpose of him for that one moment. Besides that, there was no purpose of Lando being in this movie. And just the actual wrap up, the third act of this movie felt so just in your face, like here's the ending, here's this. And like I said, there is one moment I did like. I was like, that was neat. I give you that one. Besides that moment was my only moment I liked in this entire movie. This entire movie, I was bored. There was no urgency. There was no threat. There was nothing in this movie that just kept me intrigued. Last Jedi kept me into the story and what's gonna happen and how they're gonna work around certain things, and obviously there's certain things that need to come in this movie, but this movie was like, hey, Last Jedi, get out of here, which I do feel like, but you still gotta put it in your movie because it is your second movie. But just, this movie is such a Disney, hey, we need this movie out in the next 2 years, and they got it out there like, JJ, just come back and do it. We just need you, bro. He did it with a shitty script. Poor Daisy Ridley and John Boyega and Oscar Isaac. Their characters, the characters I loved, felt like they didn't want to be there. It felt like a rushed movie. And one more thing. There's like certain characters and decisions in this movie that feel so out of nowhere, and there's certain character in this entire trilogy I have talked about that I've never really liked. In this movie, they turned this character into something, and I thought it was the stupidest. It felt so like, hey, can we just do this to this character because maybe the fans will like it? I gritted my teeth. I was like, are you kidding me? You're serious? And then I think about the other movies, and it messes up the other movies. It messes up the other movies. That's how bad this certain character decision makes. There's a lot of decisions in this movie they made a mistake on. I am very frustrated with this movie. I'm very disappointed. I'm very just like, why? Last Jedi was better than this movie in my opinion. And again, you can leave a comment below. It's like, you are totally wrong. I can totally see people go see this movie and be like, it was a fun time. Which, good for you. But for me as a Star Wars fan, this was a, hey, let's wrap it up. Let's just get it out there. That's what it felt like. I'm just going to stick with The Mandalorian if you ask me. I am going to give Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker a D. I can't believe I just gave Star Wars, the newest Star Wars, a D. A D. Wow, people are gonna hate me in the comments, but I love seeing it. I love seeing the early screening with all the people, and it was pretty cool, you know. But wow, just sad. That's all I can say. I don't feel like talking about this movie anymore. Sorry for a long review. I just had to get this out there. Will I do a spoiler review? No. Because I just don't want to. I don't want to talk about this movie anymore. Freaking Palpatine. They were just like, hey, Palpatine, come be our villain. Come on. We want you. Okay. Anyway, guys, leave a comment below. Tell me what you guys think of Rise of Skywalker. And please tell me, what's your favorite Star Wars movie? Mine will always be A New Hope. Star Wars, the original one. I love Empire, obviously, but Star Wars, A New Hope will be my favorite. I love beginnings. And that's what Force Awakens did. That's what it did so well. And the end, it just got bad. And then it got worse. Anyway, guys, enjoy this review, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye, everyone.